Couch. I'm your host, Tarun Verma.
And I'm Janu Chawla.
Today's article that we're going to review is called The Girls Who Are Never Getting Married.
Ooh.
I want to sound off on this motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
I know lots of bitches that ain't getting married, and I know the types.
You got a lot to say about this one?
I got a lot to say about this shit. I do differ from the writer a little bit. She's got a very different list of chicks that aren't getting married. So we'll go over all of hers. And then good old Troon's gonna knock a couple on the list too and create a few, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is Coke whores. And I'm not talking about Coca-Cola. I'm
Oh.
talking about the white powder. Colombiana. The drugs. The illegal shit. Now, here's what Ali Batiste had to say about it. The title alone should be self-explanatory. Yes, you're beautiful and a size 0, but that's because you only drink Diet Coke, Grey Goose, and snort cocaine. You frequent clubs in hopes that you'll find a table of wealthy young businessmen willing to let you have as much of their drugs as possible, and as long as you give them something in return, like yo vagina. Now see, I don't have a lot of experience with coke whores. I've never exactly been the Miami playboy who had tons of money. I do know some hoes. I do plead the fifth on that one. I know some hoes, but I don't really know that many coke whores, though.
You don't know any in this subcategory, but we know someone in the broader category.
In the broader category. But I have really... No, I've known about maybe 5 coke whores in my life.
Really?
Yeah, 5 coke whores. And they all exhibit the same kind of characteristics. They're really hot, just like Ali Batiste was talking about. They're really beautiful. They're size 0s. But really, these are hardcore party girls. They're not someone you can settle down with, nor should you ever consider it. But there's always some ugly fat schmuck who makes $300,000 to $500,000 a year who scoops them in. You know, they may even have a kid or 2, right? But then these really rich guys will just support them. Like I knew this one couple. I don't even call them couple because that's just disrespecting the word couple. It was a fat, really fat. I mean, like his titties were bigger than hers.
Oh
right?
My God.
This guy made, I think, close to like $300,000, $400,000 a year in some big industry. And she was a friend of a friend, and she was, you know, fake tits, all that. I mean, plastic surgeryed up. And I remember my friend telling me, like, oh yeah, she's a big coke whore. She loves snorting coke. She's a huge druggie. And I was like, oh, she looks rather healthy for like a crackhead and a cokehead. Like, that's not bad. But she was like, you know, all she does all day, she doesn't have a job or anything. She just leeches off of this guy. And I was like, what kind of an idiot out there? But again, we're talking about guys, so there's tons of idiots out there that are okay with that. You know, I imagine if I made $500,000 a year, who cares if, like, my side squeeze was a coke whore? But, you know, that's not me, and I don't prefer that kind of thing. So coke whores, self-explanatory. Don't go near them. Don't fucks with them.
I have no experience. I've never met a coke whore. I have met whores like you have, but none of this variety.
Yeah, I mean, this is just self-explanatory. This is like, duh. You eat a lot of chocolate, you're gonna get diabetes, that sort of thing. Just cause and effect, physics, math, science, that's what it is. Just don't go near coke whores. I don't even know if coke whores can be reformed to being amazing mothers.
Or maybe just women with addictions. Like,
or addictions, just
stay
not
away from
cool.
them.
So second one, models. Ali says,
God.
These girls may get married, but they're guaranteed to be cheated on and used as an accessory. Statistically, those who work in industries that are based around self-image are fucking insane. These girls are emotionally unstable, almost definitely have an eating disorder of some sort, and are willing to do anything to get jobs or keep their size 0 figure, i.e. casting couches, sucking dick, etc., etc., etc. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I think all those aspiring model type women that men, for some reason, are always flocking towards, probably because they're good looking. I'm sorry, but just because you marry her or put a ring on it, doesn't mean she's going to stop trying to be a model. And she'll do whatever it takes.
Let's expand this a little bit more, even into this new category, right? We didn't really have this phenomenon until Instagram started, but now we have Instagram models. So if you're not good looking enough to actually be on Vogue, or hell, not even Vogue, whatever your city magazine may be, like Houston Monthly or Dallas Shabazz or something, they're not even good looking to be on those. But somehow they're good looking enough to really be half naked on Instagram pictures every day, getting thousands of likes. Let's extend that to them too. I would not want to marry those chicks. They're obsessed with their bodies, they're obsessed with the self-image, and 2, they feed off of how many likes they're getting on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So your self-confidence is linked to your social media likes. That is a no-no. You stay away from those girls.
Don't marry a chick that is just that into herself and can't, like, disconnect from, you know, her Instagram, her blog, or her YouTube or whatever. Like, how many followers do I have? How many, you know, like I want to be celebrity chick, you know, that's doing the things that she does, maybe just to promote herself. Eventually, if she gets the opportunity, she's gonna leave your ass behind
for a better opportunity.
Exactly.
For these fake careers supposedly that she has. I was like,
Sadly,
I wonder how much of those likes are converted into money income for you.
I know, and some of these women are just gonna chase this dream forever. You just cannot change them. I mean, they're gonna hop from partner to partner. Maybe she saw something in you that she thought, oh, maybe he'll give me an opportunity, or being with this person will allow me to achieve this. You don't give it to her, within a couple of years, she's out the door with another guy that she thinks can.
Now, here's why I have not removed some of these chicks from my Instagram.
Because they're hot?
Well, no, they're hot and they're nice to look at, you know, like while I'm scrolling through photos and first thing in the morning. But in about 5 to 6 years, when their tits start sagging, their face is no longer what it is, I want to see what these girls do with their lives then. Are they still going to be posting sexy pictures? Is it just, you know, the number of likes are going to go down? The comments are probably just going to get cruder because the weird fat guys are the ones commenting and not the good-looking young guys? Like, I want to really see the evolution of the Instagram model, because this phenomenon just recently happened, you know, with the advent of Instagram. So I want to see how it evolves. That's why I haven't taken them out. So let's go to the next one here. EDM girls. I had to Google this. Apparently I'm old. I don't know what the hell EDM means anymore. I never did. It's electronic dance music girls.
Oh.
Yeah, so essentially raver bitches, right? Raver girls. So here's what she said. This fucking girl. I like this already. I like where she's going. This girl could possibly fall under the coke whore category because she also whores herself out for drugs. What is this obsession with whoring yourself for drugs? I want to meet Ali Batista. I want to know the kind of chicks she hangs out with. I think it'd be a very interesting set of adventures with this chick.
Dude, I didn't know drugs were that big of a problem.
Yeah, right?
I thought it was just along the Texas-Mexico border.
Here's the thing, like, I'm a big partier guy. I love going out to clubs. I've never had a random chick come up to me and go, hey, I need coke. Like, maybe I don't look like a coke dealer or a weed head or something. Maybe that's what it is. But I've never had random people come up to me and go like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, damn, girl, you hot. I don't care. Do you have coke on you? I've never had that happen to me. I've gone to some sleazy places before. I've never had this happen to me. But anyway, so these girls are the ones that care about buying neon-colored sports bras and booty shorts and covering their body in glitter and sucking on lollipops, ... amongst other things. I've seen pictures of these girls, too.
I got really excited at the glitter part.
The glitter part. Again, who in their right mind thinks that this is... to me, I would go so far as to say that this raver phase is exactly what it is. It's a phase. I think some girls are like, hey, let's go out to these raves and I guess pop mollies and do this and that. Oh, by the way, if you're old and you don't know what this means, Molly is ecstasy, a pure form of MDMA. I don't know if you know that. That was a little aside I had to throw out there.
Thanks.
Yeah. There was even a song. I don't know if you heard it, called Molly with Wiz Khalifa and Tyga. Now, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just YouTube it after this whole thing, okay? But anyways, it's like a phase. Every girl in their early 20s wants to be like the party rocker chick. So whatever, it's a phase. Again, I wouldn't wifey these chicks up. So let's go on to the next one. Video vixens.
Uh-oh.
Now, here's what she had to say. If you've ever seen Tyga's music video for the song Make It Nasty, you know exactly who I'm talking about. This girl is a professional slut. She takes her clothes off on camera to music that talks about how much of a slut she is. We don't even know what this girl's face looks like because her ass is always on the screen. I have some experience with this. You know, since I've dabbled in the film industry, I have seen the booty shaking hoes.
Yes.
You don't want to marry those girls.
They're very much like the model chick. They will shake their butt all they can throughout their lives.
Here's the difference between a cheerleader and the video vixen. The cheerleaders have it in their contract that they can't fuck the players. But there ain't nothing in the contract about these video hoes fucking the rappers.
Correct.
Which, if you've actually kind of noticed, most of these rappers have been, like, divorced a few times. If you actually do some research, not that I care to, but my niece did, their first wives are usually video vixens. You know? The pussy magic happens in front of their eyes. And, like, they get blinded by it, and so they're like, I'm gonna marry this chick. And then they soon realize you can't wife a hoe. You just can't do it.
Can't make a hoe a housewife.
There you go. Ludacris said that best. Now let's get back to what I call the real world chicks now. My world isn't full of EDM girls and coke whores and video vixens, but it is full of girls that are the princess. I know, the theme of this article so far has been, this girl is a fucking whore. The princess doesn't necessarily have to be. This girl just thinks she walks on water. She's the girl who walks around with her iPhone in one hand, her Louis Vuitton never fully in the other, talking about how daddy gives her everything and scoffing when someone else asks her how she knows if she knows how to cook or clean or do anything of actual use. Because she doesn't do any of those things, that's her problem. You can't marry a woman who can't cook or clean or hold a conversation, because then what point is there? I like that. I like that she acknowledges this as a writer. She acknowledges that you want to marry a girl who can do these things, because believe it or not, and I know a lot of women shy away from talking about this subject, like anytime you talk about a woman and cooking and cleaning, all of a sudden you're that asshole. Right? You're that fucking guy who wants your woman to come home and have food ready for you, you know? But to be honest, you have to think about these things. A house is run this way.
Well, I think it's not just about like, oh, that fucking guy, how dare he tell me to be domesticated. It's like a basic life skill.
Yeah,
like
it's a basic life skill.
I would like to think that each one of us as women can do more and contribute more to this world than swiping a damn credit card that doesn't even belong to you. It belongs to your dad or your boyfriend or your husband. So I think those women that get so offended about this domestication bullshit, like, get over yourself. Your life should be more about shopping and decorating your home. It's about having a job, and if you're gonna be a housewife, be a housewife. But, like, know how to cook. Know how to run a household, you know? Like, those are basic survival things. These affect the quality of your life. Like, this is why guys should not marry these princess bitches who don't know how to fend for themselves, who don't know how to create structure. They just know how to blow your money and, you know, put up pretenses.
That's exactly what they're also looking for, too. I know plenty of these girls, and, you know, of course, I've been attracted to them, and I'm like, oh, these are beautiful. I want these girls in my life. But at the end of the day, they're not looking for some really great, motivated guy. What they're looking for is a daddy substitute.
Exactly.
They're looking for a guy who's going to coddle her, who's going to foot the bill, and who cares if he's around from 9 to 5, just as long as he's around on the weekends so she can go out with him and stuff like that.
I mean, listen, if you can afford a nanny, a cook, a chef, or whatever, housekeeper, maid, do it. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
as
people
a man,
like Bruce Willis can do that,
yeah,
not
but
the average person.
But some people can. I mean, but as a man, like, you should want to marry a woman that knows how to fend for herself, isn't afraid to roll up her sleeves and get her hands dirty, and, like, really work. You better work, bitch, like Brittany says. Like, you know, just know how to run shit. I mean, this is the man is always handling shit too. It's not like the woman has to do everything in the house, but you should know how to do your share. You know, so these princess girls that just prance around, get dressed in the morning, get their face on, get their Louis Vuittons out and go shopping, like, and gossip all day, get your nails done, like, get over it.
Yeah, I think it's fun for a while, if, you know, I'm talking from a girl's point of view, but at some point, you got to have some real life skills.
You do, and
you need to throw this bitch in the Girl Scouts or something.
These girls have probably been put on a pedestal by their fathers or mothers or whatever all their lives, which is great, but how are they gonna be able to raise other women?
But
like,
you
when
know
they
what?
have children of their own.
These women get married all the time.
They
This
do.
entire article that we've went through so far, granted, it hasn't been an impressive list of women. This type gets married very frequently, very common, and then I feel just sad for the guys. I'm like, you fucked up. You don't know how bad this is gonna get for you until a couple of months, maybe even, if you're stupid, a couple of years into the marriage will you realize, I fucked up, I married the wrong girl.
Yeah.
I should have married the sweetheart. So, next one, the liar. Alia says, this is a girl who's most frequently used the sentence, oh my god, this is so not like me, I never do this. Really, bitch? Because we all know you do. You do it all the time, and I can see right through your thinly veiled attempt to make me think that you're actually respectable.
Oh my
These
gosh.
types I know too.
This type, I have some experience in.
Oh, then go on now, share it.
I know firsthand what this girl looks like. She looks like the perfect girl, really well balanced, you know, good looking, can, like, you know, whip up a good meal, is good in her job, in school, maybe even make straight A's. But this woman, like, what is it called? She weaves an intricate web of lies. Some lies are there for no apparent freaking reason. Some lies are there to cover up other lies and other lies. I mean, it just becomes a huge, like, black hole of lies, and it's just fucked up.
You said lies a lot. Can you explain what you're talking about? Because I'm lost.
I mean, like, for example, this is a first-hand experience. I had a friend who chose to go out with a guy that came into town to visit her in college. Guy she knew for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Chose to go out with him instead of going out for one of her BFF's 21st birthday, like, dinners. And then when she was asked about it, so I caught her in the lie because I left some important books or something at her apartment. And so I come to her apartment, no one's there. I'm calling her, and she pulls up, with her boyfriend or guy, and they're going up to her place, and I'm standing outside because usually the door was unlocked, and they just burst in together, and we ended up hanging out, and I didn't go because I had a huge midterm the next day. So I was like, whoa, where were you? Like, I've been trying to call you. And the next day, when we got confronted by our friend, she straight up told her she fell asleep because she pulled an all-nighter the night before.
Shady. So another word for these liars they're the shady chicks. They're
the ones that throw shade. They're the ones that lie. If you can lie to your best friend, your self-proclaimed best friend, and then not feel any remorse to be there for your friend on her birthday, and then you're leaving her for a guy, that violates girl code, that violates life code.
Oh, yeah,
so it's like these girls,
that's a chick that can't be trusted.
These lying type of girls, they don't have any respect for any code or any ethics or anything. They will lie and they will manipulate. But here's the kicker. This girl who she's a really good girl. She's not a hoe, she's not a slut, she's a good girl, but her lying habit was so out of control. She had, at the same time, 5 different guys, and I counted 5 different guys that were flirting with her. They expressed interest in her, and she would do these late night, college dinners, like, hey, I'm studying, it's 11 o'clock, I'm kind of hungry, you want to go somewhere? Or ice cream dates or whatever, really late at night. I mean, I would be studying, and I'm like, where is she? Is she supposed to be here? We're supposed to study together. We had a study date. Where is she having ice cream with one of her 5 guys? I mean, and I remember, like, being at this girl's apartment on her birthday, and it was one knock at the door after another, one delivery of roses or chocolates or teddy bears, whatever, after another by 5 different guys. So these girls that lie, they lie about a multitude of things on multitude of levels. So if you think you're the only guy in this girl's life, you're probably wrong. If you think she has really good, close, genuine friendships, you're probably wrong. I mean, this girl holds nothing sacred. And I constantly wondered, how would she find a life partner? Like, who would want to marry her if she's constantly lying? And she is actually married now.
She'll lie herself into a marriage.
That's the sad part.
It's all about creating a veil, right?
But then, like, at some point in a marriage, it's just you and your guy. The way I discovered her lies, I mean, if she was that bad about covering up her lies with me, who I was always at her place, it's gonna catch up with her at some time. You can't lie so much in a marriage where you're living with the person. So, I don't know. And she is married now. I mean, she's one of the first people in our college group to get married, so I don't know, but these kind of girls exist out there. They're crazy. You get involved in their drama. I mean, if they're lying, they're leaving behind a trail of drama too.
Well, again, so studying people has always been something I dig, and this on a psychological level I think is interesting because they say that lying begets lying. When you become used to lying a lot, you become an habitual liar, just for no reason. You'll lie about the stupidest things and this and that.
Yeah.
And that is a very dangerous and very difficult thing to break. It's a very bad cycle to break. And I think your world has to get really turned upside down for you to really come back and do it. I remember I went through a very mild lying phase in my day where I lied a lot.
I never
got this bad. No, I never had like multiple chicks or anything like that. But it was just like, Trun, where are you going? I'm going to the library. Well, where are you really going? I'm going to go get queso. Just for stupid reasons, right? I just lie. It was like a 6-month period where I did that. But it's not healthy. When you come across people who lie like that, you're right. You can't forge great relationships. Your relationships in general are doomed to fail. Who knows what your relationship with your parents are like? In fact, I think a lot of that lying comes from the household.
Yeah.
You learn it either from your mother or your father or whoever was dominant in your family life because it has to come ingrained in you. When you are that great of a liar, you are either a CIA agent or you've been seeing and living it for years. And most likely it was at home.
And the scary part of this was that the 5 guys that were into her at the same time, each one of those guys I had close and personal friendships with. and they were quality men. I mean, these are men that if I had a sister or cousin or close friend, I would try to hook them up with them. They're smart, they're extremely successful and very intelligent, like good-looking guys. And I was just amazed. Like, are these men really that foolish that they fell for you? They don't see through your crap?
Well, it's kind of like what you said right in the beginning when we started talking about this kind of girl. She's actually a really cool girl, right? Personality-wise, she's a good girl. She's not a hoe. She's not that. She's just messed up in the head a little bit, right? The lying type, a little fucking crazy, as we say. But personality-wise, if you were to sit across from the table and talk to this girl, you would probably have the most fun talking to this girl than any other girl on the list that we've talked about.
I think out of all, I was actually in a big group of girlfriends in college, and I think out of everyone, I had a lot of fun with her. It was just, no, it wasn't, those typical drama. There was a lot of drama because of the line, but no typical drama. There was no, like, focus on let's just talk about men. We used to talk about so many different things. So, it's interesting how these liars can just really convince you that they're one thing and they're not the other, and you don't see it.
A lot of it, again, when we peel back the layers, it's because they're just so self-centered. The world does not revolve around the sun. It revolves around them. So then they lie, cheat, and steal to continue gravity rotating around them, that they are the center of gravity. And I've known a couple of guys like this, and I definitely know some girls like this, kind of like you. It's all about them.
And the scary thing is with these people, it's almost like walking into, like, it's a little dramatic, but it's like walking into, like, a murder scene and, like, getting blood all over yourself, and then suddenly you've implicated yourself. Like, that's how I felt with her. It's
very intense.
It is, but that's how I felt. Like, I felt like stuff that she was doing, I was, because of association with her, because of the web of
You're
lies.
You're guilty by association.
Yeah, well, not just guilty by association, like, that definitely exists, but it's because of her web of lies that she's woven. You somehow get involved in, you're like, this situation that was so far from you, suddenly you're a part of now. And that's how I wonder, like, these men that date these kind of women, do they ever find themselves in the middle of a big clusterfuck of a problem, and they're like, bitch, I don't even know what the hell's going on. How did I even become responsible for this?
Actually, I can answer that one for you. That actually goes back to our parents' friends. My parents are very tame people, but I know plenty of their friends where the parents are always arguing with each other or causing problems because it's the woman in the household who's doing. Because most guys are really laid back. Most guys are easygoing. It's usually the wives that are starting shit.
Starting drama.
They're always starting drama, and these are those types. I remember a couple of weeks ago, this shit was fucked up. I'll tell you an interesting story. So I went to a wedding, a random wedding. I didn't really know the people at all or anything like that, but my cousins did. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll wedding crash with you guys. I saw wedding crashes with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. That was hilarious. I was like, I'll do the same thing. I'll try to pick up a chick or whatever. Went to the wedding, got to know the bride and the groom. They're really, really cool. They ended up going out to downtown later on that night. Kind of weird, I don't know why, but whatever. We were there too, and I live right in downtown. So I was like, you know what? If you guys want, after party at my crib. Come on, like, that's the least I can do. I'm a hospitable guy. It's a wedding night, Everyone should be blitzed out of their mind and having the best time of their life. So everyone comes over and, they bring all bottles and this and that. I mean, they're really the nines. I mean, there was way too many people for my apartment. If there was a capacity limit, we exceeded it here.
Fire marshal
would have shut us down. Anyway, so earlier in the night when we were at the club, I was talking to a particular guy. I met one of the guys. His girlfriend was also friends with my cousins, and I kind of knew her. Didn't really know her that well, and I didn't really like her either. She's one of those, like...
Oh, God, this bitch.
Yeah, that bitch. Like, the cake on makeup, those type, where you could literally take a knife, slice...
Ew.
Take a slice out of her face, and it would just be makeup. Like, you could take a slice of makeup cake. Gross, right? But anyway, so this chick got really weirded out that her boyfriend was giving me attention. I'm sorry if I'm a good-looking guy. Jesus. But she got really weirded out for some reason that this guy was spending so much time with me. He didn't really know anybody else in the wedding party. Neither did I, so we were hitting it off. It was cool. And she kept giving me really dirty looks like, I want to grind up on my boyfriend, but he doesn't want to grind up on me. And I'm like, that sounds like some intimacy and sexual issues between you guys. I'm just, whatever. Anyway, so later on that night when we're at my apartment, he pulls me aside. He pulls me into my bedroom. My bedroom. My den of Zen sex. Right? And he's like, hey man, so I heard my girlfriend told me that, you're saying some stuff about her. And I'm like, the fuck? I mean, again, this is 3:30 in the morning. We're all fucking hammered. And I'm trying to keep a straight face. And I'm like, what? And he's like, she's saying stuff like, you're calling her names, you're saying she's a hoe. I don't even really remember the details anymore. Apparently I was saying shit about her. I never did. because I don't know this girl. And my response to him was, dude, you're such a nice guy. Like, I don't even know your girlfriend. Why would I say anything? And this chick is that liar category type of bitch, right? So he was like, hey, man, I just want to straighten things out with you. And I was like, hey, man, I appreciate that. This guy was a nice fucking guy. If I was a girl, I would have fucked this dude. I really would have, right? He's such a nice fucking guy. Anyways, so we get back in the room, everyone's chilling, talking, having a ball, and she's just sitting in a fucking corner with a frown on. And I'm like, this bitch. And so she starts saying some other shit to somebody else, you know, the little, like, telephone game.
Yeah.
And at some point, my cousins are like, dude, she's starting random shit in your apartment. I was like, then get this bitch out. What is going on? Like, we're all having a good time. I don't even know this chick. She's y'all's friend. But somehow she's perturbed that her boyfriend likes me. You know, probably not even in the gay way. Just like, yo, bro, you're a cool guy. I want to hang out with you. Let's have wings. Let's watch a game one day. That kind of vibe, right? So and she ended up storming out, taking him with him, and then a couple other people, because they all rode together. And I was like, I hate these kinds of bitches. I can pretty much spot them as soon as I see them, so I try to avoid them.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a fucked up night.
Liar girls.
Liar girl. A liar girl somehow kind of fucked up a wedding.
Yes, she fucked up a potentially awesome, peaceful, quiet, mellow wedding.
I mean, seriously. Everyone was like, let's
One
go
girl.
have tacos afterwards. And I was a little bit pissed. I was like, I don't want any fucking tacos. I am, like, enraged off some whiskey. Y'all need to get the fuck out of here now. I want to go to bed. So it was such an interesting night. And that was the latest liar girl that I've come across in my day. Just some crazy shit, these bitches. God damn it. Look at me. I'm all worked up again and shit.
You're all riled up.
I'm all right. I had a bitch smack someone right now for no reason. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We will do the second part of the article from Ali Batista, which is the girls you do want to marry. So stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you next time on the Couch.
See you guys.